Well, the landscape's really changed around here. Just all of a sudden I've come out of the green pasture land into a really rugged, almost sort of semi-desert area. Kind of reminds me of pictures I've seen of Nevada and places like that. But I suppose I'm in the southern part of Portugal now. I've just seen a sign back there warning drivers of Iberian lynx and to be careful not to knock them over on the road, I guess. So this is territory of the Iberian lynx. Wow. There's the road ahead. So I've just descended now. That's the Guadiana down there into Mertola. That's quite a sight, isn't it? With the castle on the hilltop. So it's mid-afternoon. Getting ready to stop somewhere for a bit of a break. It's really, really hot now. But the weather is amazing. Anyway, I'm coming into Castro Verde district, and the scenery is completely transformed from what it was just a few miles back. So there's a signage, very nice, and look at the landscape here. It's green and just rolling meadows. I've been in Castro Verde and had a very easy, relaxing rest day really. Just mooching around, been to see a little windmill, did some shopping and got some lunch, which was good. Nice to be off the bike for a little bit, and I've been doing a bit of reading. This is the camping situation. That's the chair I've been sitting in. And I'm just cooking tea, a little bit of spinach and some tomato and some peas left over from yesterday, and then some pasta on the go there. And it looks like the stove's gone out. I'll need to relight it. Quite a nice campsite really. A little bit of road noise. The road's just over there, but during the night fortunately it's fairly quiet. Tomorrow I'm going to head off to a place called Zambujeira do Mar, hopefully get to the coast. It's about 72 kilometres I think, according to the book. There's a route to follow, so we'll see how that goes. Really warm here, and although it's really nice to be sitting around, it's not that easy when you're cycling. But anyway, we'll see how tomorrow's route is and hopefully get to the seaside. Need to get the stove relit. Zambujeira de Mar. That's the main beach. Quite a strong wind bringing in the waves from the Atlantic. Having reached the coast at Zambujeira de Mar, I then cycled north to Cabo Sardau, which you can see here. Spectacular cliffs. The weather had turned very windy, and unfortunately the wind was coming down from the north, so I ended up cycling headlong into the wind. Here I'm trying to explain that I've only done 15 miles in about 2 hours, which is pretty slow going. There's very little shelter from the wind, quite exposed along the coast there, but made some reasonable progress. And here, horse and cart on a very busy stretch of the road. Cars approaching at speed. Can be quite tricky cycling sometimes. Always aware of hazards on the road. The high winds would bring in quite a big surf from the Atlantic, and occasionally as the road dipped across the cliff tops, you were afforded these spectacular views of the waves crashing in. This is an area around Porto, a place where I camped for the night. Quite a nice campsite there, on the road towards Sines. This is wild camp number 3. There's a road, like a sandy road, that runs away over there, right the way down, about a quarter of a mile in that direction towards the beach. I've been down there. I hoped to get onto the beach, but it's all sand dunes, very uneven, and there's only a tiny little parking area, and it's absolutely crammed with camper vans. So, and all the surrounding areas got this very tight, dense scrub to it. So I've come back maybe a quarter of a mile and found this little flat area, and this is where I am. There's the tent and the bike. I've just got some dinner on. I get the supplies around about 4ish, a place called Melides, and make sure I bring enough water. Got a big bottle of water there, and yeah, my ordinary water bottles are full of water as well, so I won't go short of anything to drink. But what slightly bothers me around here is there's lots of little holes, and I'm not sure what they are. Whether there's some kind of wild boar or something that comes around here. I'll no doubt find out tonight. But these are fairly recent by the look of it. Anyway, it's quiet enough now. The sun's going down, as you can see. It will be dark, pitch dark, completely black in about half an hour. It's 6:30 now, and by 7 o'clock it will be pretty well fully dark. So there we are. So good night. Well, the next morning I continued riding up the coast and came to a little town called Comporta, just at the very end of the Troya Peninsula. And it was here that I found that there was quite a big area of rice production. Now, I read on the internet that Portugal is one of Europe's rice producers, producing a whole range of different varieties of rice. Anyway, I continued up the Troya Peninsula, which was very picturesque, with trees all decked in very lovely yellow blossom. I'm just leaving Comporta, heading towards a place called Troia on this little peninsula, and then I'll make a crossing to Setúbal. There's a little ferry. And I'm just struck by all this colour, these trees covered in yellow blossom. Lovely.
When I finally arrived at Troia, I then took the ferry across the Rio Sado to a place called Setúbal, where I then continued on to find a campsite, almost within striking distance now of Lisbon.
So this is my last day, I think. Well, I know. I'm heading from Setúbal along the coast and somehow over these hills to Lisbon, although I'll stay in a campsite again tonight. So this is my last, bon dia, my last day. Loads of cyclists around Saturday, and this is a nice road for them. Very little traffic. It's just lovely. Sea views.
Having had a splendid cycle ride along the coastline at sea level, the road then kicked up and I had to climb the Serra Arabida, which you can see here is quite a lot of height gain. Anyway, I managed to get over it with a lot of puffing and blowing, and eventually descended down into the suburbs of southern Lisbon, heading towards Almada, which is where the suspension bridge and the big statue is. The suburbs were a bit tricky, very, very busy, very hectic, a lot of traffic about. I was glad to finish there.
Okay, this is a first. I've run out of meths and I'm basically finished the tour now, so I'm using wood to boil water to make a cup of coffee, my last use of the stove really. So I just thought I'd give it a try, so I picked up a few twigs. Seems to be working alright. Hopefully I'll get some boiling water.
So having spent a night at the Costa Caparica, a place called Trafaria, I then crossed over to Belém and into Lisbon proper, and there I ended the cycle tour. On the whole, cycling in Portugal was great. The roads were fairly empty, and by and large the traffic was quite considerate towards cyclists. Definitely a place to consider, particularly the Alentejo, nice rolling countryside. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for looking in.